CraftingMantis here, and welcome back to another episode on the Realm of Vasten. So, I'm actually kind of excited about this episode because today we are going to be doing a Q&A while I end up building up these walls. And again, thank you so much, it's Athros, for, putting out this suggestion. It's definitely, going to be helpful in trying to fill in some of the content with this huge project. Especially with how big it is, it's going to be a little bit hard to actually get like the camera account on and try to record and all of that. Being in one spot in the cave isn't going to capture all of the build without being like super far away. So definitely didn't want to do that, but this will work. And then hopefully this week I can actually get, a huge amount of progress done on this wall. But let's get into the questions. First, I want to say I will not shock myself. It was one of the things that was brought up in my comment section, and I just want you guys to know I'm not planning on shocking myself. It was just one of those things. I was really, really frustrated with my for some reason that I was having a really bad day, and I was getting really frustrated with myself, and that's just what ended up coming out. So I want to go ahead and get started. We are going to be doing the non-Minecraft questions first. And the first question is from Zoo. He asked me, what is your favorite type of donut? And then chocolate bourbon or custard creams. I have no clue what chocolate bourbon is. I'm assuming since it's next to custard creams is a type of donut, but I'm not 100% sure. So I'm sorry, but I would have no idea what to do, chocolate bourbon or custard creams. But my favorite type of donut has to probably be either like the glazed, just the plain glazed donuts, or the powder covered jelly donuts. I don't know why I love the jelly donuts so much, but they're fun to eat. I mean, they are absolutely messy and just, yeah, I don't know why. They're fun to eat. So the next question is from Motbot, and he asked me what was my favorite / worst part about my time in the military. Well, my favorite had to be the camaraderie. For the simple fact that, it was, you knew that the people around you had your back, regardless of what was going on. And it was really bad because, the first unit I was in, I ended up getting injured. And we were set to deploy. And the injury was preventing me from going with them. I even had my gear on, basically ready for transit. It was packed up with everybody's stuff. We had to take everything out in order to grab my stuff out. And I was put on the detail to basically watch my unit leave. And it was absolutely heartrending because at that point they had become family. And I was watching them leave to go overseas, and I wasn't able to go with them. And so I must say that, that was probably my favorite part about being in the military. It was just the family that it had created. And I think that was also probably one of the reasons why I was so drawn to the Minecraft communities, because, there is that sense of community that, I haven't been able to find in, the real world per se. Especially with the issues I have and whatnot. So the worst part about my time in the military was probably, I would probably have to say just like the hours. Because when you're a soldier, you're a soldier 24/7. And, the time that you get off is precious, just for the simple fact that, you don't know when you're going to get called up to deploy, to do a duty, or something along those lines, because your job comes first, in a lot of sense, because that's what you're there for. You're there to serve your country, and so the hours could end up being absolutely ridiculous. Especially when you end up, deploying, because I mean, especially when you're deployed, I mean, it is literally 24/7, except when, you do have a little bit of downtime and stuff like that. So next question is from Justin Schweigert. I think that's how you pronounce it. Sorry, I am absolutely horrible with names, so I apologize in advance if I mispronounce anybody's names. He asked me if it is difficult to work both the noise and arrow keys with praying mantis arms. I'm going to assume that it is the noise or maybe the mouse keys. I'm not 100% sure. But it can be a little bit difficult considering that, only 2 fingers. So definitely, I'm hunting and pecking on the on the keyboard. Not really. I don't really have praying mantis arms, but we'll just go with it. I can press one mouse button and I can press one key. It's interesting. I mean, granted, I used to actually, be a hunt and pecker on the, on the keyboard, but now I can actually type, and so I might as well have had mantis arms. But hey, that's all right. All right. So next question is from, well, actually, these are comments. So from Lawrence M. Tail and M. Presen, they loved my dragon. And I'm so glad that you guys like it. I'm definitely getting a lot of, awesome feedback about the dragon. You guys seem to really like it. Though Lawrence seems to think that it looks like Spyro. And it kind of does, looking at it after that comment, I could see it, but I'm not changing the colors on the dragon. I like my purple dragon. And, I really think that it's one of the better, blocks that we can work with, especially until 1.14. When we actually get like the slabs and stairs and all of that. So, and then also, Presen and Grumpy Owl actually had similar comments. And Presen ended up asking, how did you stay sane being underground and during all of your digging? And Grumpy Owl asked, how do you deal with the grinding of Vasten? And to be honest, I love the grind. I don't know what it is. It might have been, one of the reasons, because like when I first got into Minecraft, I didn't mind the grind. It was actually something that I enjoyed doing because, for one, it can be mind numbing, and especially when your mind has a tendency to go 1,000 miles per hour, and a lot of times not on good things. Having something that is mind numbing can be extremely beneficial. And so I've kind of accepted the grind within Minecraft as being, as part of the game, and it's what makes the game enjoyable for me. It's like, all right, well, I need, 200 stacks of glass. All right, well, let's go destroy a desert. So I don't necessarily mind, doing that. It's just like, when I first got onto Vasten, it's like, oh, you guys do terracotta? Okay, I'll just spend like 4 hours and just grinding away getting you guys terracotta. It's like, I don't mind. I need something to do. That was at the point before I realized, what I was actually going to build on the, on the server. So, all right. So next question. Let's see. Okay, this is several questions, and I think there was actually, hold on. Yeah, because it's Athros and Gerald Clark both asked me how long I've been doing, how long I've been playing Minecraft. I'm going to kind of address Gerald's, because he's got 3, and then I'll address it's Athros's next question after that. So Gerald ends up asking, what got you interested in recording Minecraft videos, and how long have you been playing Minecraft, and how long have you been doing YouTube? I started playing Minecraft in the beginning of 2016, and then I started recording videos near the end of 2016. And what really got me interested in it was, for one, I mean, just the community. Watching Hermitcraft, because at that point I was actually a patron. In fact, I'm still a patron of, Wells Knight. I'm just not active on his Patreon server. But, in the beginning I was, an active Patreon, on his Patreon server. and just watching, just watching the hermits and the people on the server who made videos and stuff, and seeing the community that was being built, in different areas. It's like, that's something I want to be a part of. And so I took the leap and started doing YouTube videos, and I found it enjoyable. I found it, being able to share my stuff with a community of like-minded people was something that I was searching for, especially, having basically lived most of my life on the outside. Actually being, a part of a community in the civilian world was fantastic. Because I had found that sense of community in the military, but then, I ended up having to get out of the military, and I lost that community. And honestly, I was lost. I was lucky in that I ended up getting a job that worked with veterans, but again, because of health reasons and stuff, I ended up having to leave that, and then I was lost. I was completely lost. And then I ended up finding the community within Minecraft, and here we are. I am, here we are. I mean, let's see, it's 2019, so it's a little over 2 years. A little over 2 years on YouTube and within Minecraft, and it has been absolutely fantastic with the people that you end up, being able to talk to, and being able to share just with the creative minds within this community. It has been absolutely fantastic. Because Minecraft not only brings in the left brain part, because, you got to plan, you got to, all of that stuff. And then you've got the creative side where, you got to make stuff look nice. I mean, you can do all the planning in the world, but if it doesn't look nice, the planning doesn't matter. So, you got to make it look nice too. But yeah, so that's kind of, what got me into Minecraft and, doing Minecraft videos and stuff like that. And so let's go ahead and address it's Athros's second question, which is, where do you get your inspiration from? Honestly, everywhere. You should see my phone. I have pictures of just all kinds of random crap. I mean, I've got, pictures that, I've saved of Minecraft builds that I find inspiring, real world builds that I find inspiring, fantasy pictures that's like, oh my gosh, I want to build that in Minecraft, those, I mean, it is, yeah, and it's just one of those, it's like, I'll read a book, and it's like, oh, okay, I wonder what this actually looked like, because, most of the books I read, they don't really, there's no pictures or, anything like that to really, all you've got is the description from the author. And, and so it's one of those, it's like, okay, how would that actually look in the real world? And so that's, it's very hard with my mind. Just, I have a tendency to just like soak everything up. It's like, it was funny. In high school, my nickname was actually the human sponge, because I seemed to just like suck up all the information around me and assimilate it, and then be able to bleh it back out. So that's basically what I'm doing with Minecraft right now. It's like, okay, I'll take this piece and I'll take this piece and we'll put it together, and that's, and we get forward. So inspiration for me is like everywhere. I mean, you go outside, you look at a tree. Well, how can you build that tree in Minecraft type thing? And, that's one of the things that I'm working on is, looking at more of the organics and stuff like that. And so, and then sometimes it's just, I'm just sitting there like doing whatever, and it's like, oh, wait, I've just got a brilliant idea, just because of all the stuff that I've already put in my head. Sometimes, I come up with ideas that, are just random thoughts. So that's, inspiration for me is everywhere. Let's see. So next question, is actually from Foxy, and she asks, what is your favorite build style in Minecraft? Honestly, I don't think I have a favorite build style, just for the simple fact that, I mean, I love building it all. that's it. I don't know. It's I've done so many different types of styles and stuff, and I'm always looking to expand what it is that I actually build. I mean, granted, a lot of times I end up falling back into that more medieval Tudor type builds, just for a simple fact that that's how I started. Um, that's what like Wells Knight and stuff were really building at the time I'd entered into Minecraft, and so that was the first building style that I really really started with. Was trying to go into more of um the medieval type things. Granted, my base on his Patreon server definitely didn't reflect that. I mean, I had a huge floating island with the Gardens of Babylon, a bridge that ran over to a mountain that I had built. And I mean, granted, the little city I had built had more of the like medieval type feel to it, but yeah, I think since that's kind of how I started, that's what what I fall back on, because it's just more familiar. So not necessarily because it's my favorite, but more just familiarity. So the next question is from Mad Dog, and he's actually got a few, or no, two of them. Well, technically it's three because there's an and in one of them. All right, he asks, do you have a certain time of day you do most of your recording, and how constrained is that time? Do you think this impacts how you play and generate content? My general time, my primary time to record is actually from 10 p.m. to midnight. Granted, sometimes I do go a little bit past that. Sometimes I'll go as late as 1 o'clock, but that's really pushing it, because then I only get 6 hours of sleep, and and then I'm a cranky mom, and that's not necessarily a good thing. But yeah, that's my prime time to record, because during the day, because I do have some time during the day where I can end up recording, but depending on what my grandmother is doing, if the kids are home and stuff like that, a lot of times I don't have that time during the day to actually record. In fact, right now I'm recording this at 10:30 at night, so that shows you that, yeah. So, about 2 hour time frames sometimes where, I have to record. Sometimes, like I said, sometimes I can sneak in some time during the day, but most of the time it is, between 10 and midnight. And so for the one question is, how constrained is that time? It can be really constrained to that time. Sometimes I'm lucky, on days that, my grandmother doesn't need me, or she's, out of the house and stuff like that. I have a day where it's like, oh my gosh, I'm all by myself. Okay, I'm recording. And, I just go absolutely bonkers on trying to get recording and done and stuff like that. Or, if there's something really big, because, for the surgeries, I tried, I was like, hey, look, I need time to record during the day so that I can try to get content, ready to go before your surgery, so that I don't have to worry about it in case something goes wrong. That way I still have content that's, going out, and I don't have to stress about it while also, dealing with, real life stuff. And it does impact how I play, and, how I generate content, and especially with the fact that I have this insane addiction to gigantic builds. I'm not able to get as much done on camera because, I only have this, small amount of time to actually record. And, and a lot of times it's, during the day, I'm doing other stuff, other than recording, especially with the weather warming up, like I had said in the, in my previous Diamond Society video, weather's warming up, which means that my grandmother's going to need me more, because she was a very big gardener, and she has a lot of garden that needs to be tended to, and she's getting to the point where, she's not able to tend to it quite as much. And so it's, it's going to become part of my responsibility to help take care of that. And so, so what I try to do is that during the times when I can't record, when there's, noise in the house, I try to get, the grind done. It's you guys don't need to watch me create 200 stacks of concrete and stuff like that. And so that's what I try to do off camera. Because I mean that's not necessarily interesting content. You guys don't need to be watching me, do the grind work per se, because that's not good content. And that's one of the reasons why a lot of times I just do little snippets like, hey, this is what I got. Hey, this is what I got. And so sometimes I can only put out a 10-minute video because I only have so many snippets that I can actually do. In fact, I'm looking at the time right now and I'm already at 20 minutes. So this is getting to be a little bit long of an episode, but I wanted to address everybody's questions. So in fact, I think there was a question from Fix It, and he was actually one of the first people that had commented, and I'm actually going to address his question in the Discord instead of in the video. That way we can have a little bit more of like an actual back and forth, because he was asking about Vasten and stuff. And some of you, because since he was the first one, I'm sure some of you who the ones that had commented on the video had seen that. So I don't want you guys to think that I'm ignoring Fix It. It's like, hi, Fix It. Thank you for the question, but I'll address that in the Discord so that we can have a little bit more of a back and forth instead of just me addressing it on camera. So yeah, so that is all of the questions. Yeah, other than the one from Nerd, why is the sky blue? I'll leave. The sky is blue because of the type of light that is able to get through the atmosphere. So I think that was the only other question that I had. So if I missed a question, or if any of you ended up posting, you end up posting a question, because I'm infamous for being very far behind. In fact, I opened up somebody's video today that, the next one in the queue, and it's like, oh, it's from December. So if you guys do have additional questions and stuff like that, definitely feel free to continue leaving it on that video. Or, a lot of you guys have been doing the hashtag Hey Mantis. Keep doing that. Hashtag Hey Mantis. If you have any questions or anything like that, just hashtag Hey Mantis, put the question, and, maybe, I'll address it in one of the other videos, or if I'm getting enough of it, I'll do another one of these where, I'm addressing your guys' questions, and, just keep it clean. And, if it gets a little bit too personal, I will let you guys know, say, hey, look, that's a little bit too personal. I appreciate the question, and, and then we'll go from there. So yeah, so I definitely hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. It was definitely fun going through, all of the questions and stuff. You guys definitely had some really good ones. And I'm definitely looking forward to any other questions that you guys might have. So I definitely hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. If you did, definitely hit that like button. If you're not already subscribed, please do so. Definitely helps out the channel, and it's always nice to see new faces in my little corner of YouTube. And if you want to be notified as to when I put out additional content, then definitely hit that notification bell. But for now, I'm going to call it, and I will see you guys in the next episode.